Right, so now we're officially pressing record. I agree with you, Derek. So true that we are re-engineering, or Carla, we're re-engineering as we go. So this week's session, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be starting to look at, I understand you a lot better now as well, Michelle. Thanks, Sylvia. I don't think my husband even understands me, but it's all good. I got you. I hear what you're saying. So guys, let's see. Maybe I should just mute everybody for now. Mute all. And there we go. Great stuff. Cool. Okay. So awesome. Thanks. Yeah, loyalty is number one. Hey, number one. Okay. So today's session, we're going to the third theme of this first group that we're looking at now on your first session is for the when we're looking at mastering ourselves was, first of all, we looked at who's controlling us, what controls us, what controls our thought patterns. Then we looked at our values and how they actually impact us or work through us. And now today we're going to look at life purpose. So most of us actually don't realize the purpose of what we're actually here for. So purpose is the place where your deep gladness meets the world's needs. Nicely put there by Frederick, and I'm not going to say his surname. So yes, it's that nice phrase: trustworthy, honesty, loyalty, helping others, faithfulness, to choose only 5. Oh, well, unless you grow a 6-fingered Keith, you have to go with 5. So purpose is a place where your deep gladness meets the world's needs. So am I meeting the needs of those around me? And so what is the reason I was created? So we need to start looking and asking ourselves that question is, why was I creating? So what is my meaning to life? Why am I here? Because each and every single one of us are here for a specific reason, okay? And because of the gifts, the skills, the talents that we get given individually, we're here to fulfill something that meets the world's needs. And it's our job to find out what that is. And it's quite a process. But identifying your life purpose is something that happens from within inside you. So it's the place where deep gladness meets the world's need. Most of us think our life purpose is when we see a need and we go and we fulfill a need, but we don't know how that fulfills us inside us. So we need to know that our purpose comes from the happiness that gets created within us when we meet the world's needs. I hope that makes sense. So only you can actually decide what your life purpose is. Others can advise you, but the decision of that is going to come 100% from you. So our purpose is, you know, if you look at, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but I know I'll make Vilma happy. But if you look at someone like Christ, for example, his purpose was to save the world, okay? His calling was to die on the cross, and his job was to heal the sick. So, and why I use that example is because it's so literally easy to actually identify the various different things, because most of us confuse our job or our calling with our life purpose. And so if we actually understand that my calling is to do something, my job is to do something, but my purpose is also to now go beyond that something. And so that's what we need to have a look at in most of our entities. So here's a picture for us to all look at. And this is where a lot of us, I think, are sitting right now. And that is the ladder. What is the most important aspect when climbing a ladder? If somebody could type in, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to answer this. If you can just type in for me, what is the most important aspect when climbing the ladder, a ladder? Because we're going to start working through your life purpose shortly after this. Any takers? Anybody typing in or want to comment? Okay.
One step at a time.
One step at a time is a good one. Avoid the snakes. Don't step on anybody. The ladder needs to be grounded.
Finishing.
I suppose. Oh, sorry, guys. Okay. All right, so let's just read some more. Don't look down, remain square, right, one rung at a time, be balanced, suppose taking each step carefully without skipping any, remain secure, don't look down, reaching the top without falling, stepping higher, always look up, taking it one step at a time, keep going, finishing, focus exactly, keep going till you get to the top, know where you're going. 100% balance, awesome. So what happens if, last one, stay focused. So what happens if I actually want to climb to the top of my neighbor's roof, but my ladder's leaning on my roof? You see, we can do all of those things with the ladder. We can do every single one of them. But if the ladder's really leaning on the wrong wall, we're going to be going in the wrong direction. So it doesn't, so you're 100% correct in all of that. Keep going till you get to the top. Being balanced, stay focused, one step at a time. But if my ladder's leaning against the wrong wall, then I'm going to still do all the right things, but have the wrong outcome. And this is what happens with life purpose, is that we're doing all the right things, but our ladder's leaning against the wrong wall. We find it over and over and over again with jobs. Your dad wanted you to be an accountant, so you became an accountant, but that's the last thing that you want to do. You might have wanted to be a vet. So we do a lot of the right things, going to university, studying, getting a degree, but what happens if it's the wrong degree? Okay, and yeah, follow the steps up, balance and focus. So we've got to make sure that our ladder is leaning against the right wall, okay, against the right wall, because if we don't, and we don't understand what it is, that we're not going to be able to fulfill what is deep inside us. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go through a process. I hope you all got a pen and paper. If you haven't, I would suggest you go and grab a pen and paper, because we're going to start the process of identifying what is my life purpose. So there's only a handful of people that actually have their job and their life purpose all filled in one. Okay, that they're extremely passionate about what they do. And I met a lady a little while back, a lot of you actually know her, that is probably one of the ladies that I know is fulfilling her life purpose, and she's got it as her job as well. And that's a lady by the name of Helen. Some of you, a lot of you would remember Helen. What's Helen's surname? I know it's a long, unusual surname, but who is something Kidos, says Anthony. But yes, not Helen. Helen Fraser. Is that from National Children's Charity Foundation? Hey, Juanita?
Yeah, that's Helen Fraser.
Exactly. Now, that's one person that I really, really believe is got her life purpose and a job in one. Not many others can say that. Okay, I mean, this woman is like just living her passion. She's just, I mean, if you meet her, yeah, it just oozes out of her. Like she's high energy about it the whole 24/7, 365. Okay. So, I mean, Juanita knows her well, Jan knows her well, Paula knows her well, Sylvia knows her well. There's a lot of us here on the group that know her well, and maybe we should all have a team thing the next time we've got to go and do something. Juanita, keep me posted. Maybe us all as elements should go and do something with our elephants on our shirts or something like that, and go and, I don't know, do what we've got to do. But yeah, pack food, guys, it's coming to. Okay, go shop as a team with her. Okay, Juanita, let us know when that is going to happen, and we'll see who we can. And like, guys, you don't have the experience. I've got goosebumps. You don't have the experience. Woo, sure, that lady lives her life passion. Okay, so let's do something as an element team. Okay, first Saturday of every month. All right, so let's diarize the first Saturday of this month. I am not here, so we'll have to choose another one. Okay, let's check some dates. All right, cool. Okay, guys, so let me carry on. You ready? Are you ready to actually take a process to see how you can actually find your life purpose? Are you happy to work through this? All right. For those of you who don't, then you're just going to sit quietly and listen, but get a pen and paper and really process this, because I'm going to show you what my life purpose is that I did when I first did this course. Golly gosh, probably 20, I wonder if you even wrote the date on this. I normally write the date on everything. I'll probably find the date here. It'll be interesting to know when I actually did my life purpose. No date. What a pity. What a pity. Okay, I didn't have the date, but I would reckon around about, if I went into network marketing 2010, I would probably say around about 1999, and my life purpose hasn't changed. And I followed this process. Okay, so cool. Let's do this. Okay, let's see. Yep. Cool. Let's get share screen. Okay, let's get ready to get this one going. I love this session. Oh, it's so awesome. Okay, step one. Viktor Frankl, for those of you who don't know, he was a prisoner of the German war, and he suffered a lot in the hands of the Germans. And he said this: everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Very, 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 very powerful. So step one, what you're going to do is take your piece of paper, and you must be able to tear it out of your book, but it must be a separate sheet of paper. And what I'm going to ask you to do now is concentration camp is the word I wanted that Viktor Frankl was in. But what we're going to be doing now is I want you to take every negative thought you have in your mind right now, and anything that's negative towards someone, about something, whatever it might be. I just want you to write it down on this piece of paper. Just write down on the piece of paper all the problems you're experiencing right now, any negative thoughts, and begin. I'm going to give you 1 minute to jot them all down. So go for it. And then some of you, when you're done, you can just type done for me. Some of you might take a little bit longer, but just write down everything right now in your life that's just negative. So bad conversations with people, negative thoughts about something, problems you're experiencing in your life, other people's problems that are affecting you. Just skryf it op daai stukkie papier. Thanks, Lana. Simwaya, thank you. Gloria, thank you. Doesn't have to be your best handwriting, just scribble it down. Lucy, thank you. Sounds silly, but I can't think of what. You're an element shop. You should have lots. Done event, thank you. Awesome. Done, friend. Awesome. Great, guys. Awesome. So now what I want us to do is using my husband's lab. It's Nalu. Thanks, Nalu. Awesome. At least now I've clarified that. And I thought I recognized you just now. I thought, I don't know that lady. But I thought I recognized you. Okay. Super. So now what I want you to do is I want you to fold that piece of paper. Okay. And I want you to put it at the back of your book. Okay. I want you to fold that piece of paper and I want you to put it right at the back of the book or underneath something. And then what we're going to do now is I want you to take a deep breath, make contact, and been chatting to Nala, and she is on. Okay, great. That's fantastic. Keith, you're a superstar. Okay, great. So think of something. What I want you to do now is I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you now to just clear your thoughts of anything that's pressurizing you right now. So what we're going to do now is we're going to think of something positive, something happy. So I want a happy thought now. I want you to think of, I don't know, holidays, spending time with your kids, whatever it might be. If you're homeschooling, that's probably on your problem list. You know, but just think about something that's really, you know, going to the beach, something like that. And now what I want you to do is, now you can start writing in your book. It's fine. How does it make you feel, those happy thoughts? How do they make you feel? I know it sounds weird and it sounds airy-fairy, but you know, guys, this process really works. Because I also want you to write down now, when you wrote down the first set of problems and you were writing them down, how did that make you feel? Because there's two sets of feelings that we have. We have happy feelings and we have sad feelings. We have unhappy feelings. We have frustrated feelings. And so I want you to stress, absolutely, Juanita, 100%. 100%. Awesome. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, okay, you've taken a nice deep breath. You now, headspace is in the right place. So now we're going to do step 2. Step 2 is very simple. Okay. Step 2 is, I now want you to put a line down the center of your page. And I want you to describe moments in your life that made you feel that very passionate about. Like you were extremely passionate about certain things. What made you laugh? So the one side, I want you to write down everything that really made you laugh a lot. Like you see these ladies on there, like from the belly laughing, okay? And the other side is, what are the things that really, really made you distraught? What made you distraught? You can put it into just like what upsets you when you see something. It angers you, it upsets you. And sometimes you could see something, you could literally see something, and you haven't really registered it because you're busy, and probably 15, 20, 30 minutes down the line, you've got this really unhappy feeling in you and you're annoyed, but you can't pinpoint what it is. And because life happens, we just don't actually process that moment. So you've got to line down the center of your paper, and you're going to write down everything that really makes you laugh a lot, and then the other things that make you really, really, really sad, unhappy, angry. What are those things? Okay. You know, what are those things? Is it seeing hungry dogs? Is it I don't know, Tresemme? What is it? What is that thing that gets you, that really and then if you can thanks, Fran, if you can try now, as you fun with the girls. Well, yeah, but it depends on what girls, hey? Is it yeah, what girls is it fun with? Yeah. Okay. Now what I want you to do is, as you go look at those things, put them into categories. Like, for example, does it fall under animals? Does it fall under nature? Does it fall under technology, academics, languages, sciences, arts, entrepreneurship? Look at those categories, the ones that make you happy and the ones that make you sad. Try and put a category to them, because we've just written down something. And obviously later on, you can actually go and write, when you're really processing this, you can start going to have a look at a little bit more detail. So I'm just giving you a process that are really, if you're serious about finding your life purpose, you will process this in great detail. So I'm giving you the process. What really makes me angry is gender-based violence. Excellent, well done, nicely put. Okay. All right, arts and craft expression. Okay, nice. We're getting some expressions out there. Okay. All right. Everybody happy? Can I move forward, or do you want some more time to write some more things down? Violence of any kind. Yeah, me too. Violence of any kind. Animal abuse. Oh, Sylvia, I'm so on your side with that one. That's why I'm not allowed to have a big farm. I would have all the dogs from the SPCA there, and then my husband would be very unhappy, because he says if he could get 10% love that my 2 Yorkies get, he would be in the pound seats. So imagine if I had more to go through. You didn't know what to do. Okay. Almost there. Keep writing. People not responding on WhatsApp. That is annoying. Needs to somebody wants the microwave under technology. Awesome. Okay. All right, so can we mosey on to step 3, because step 3 is going to blend in here now. So step 3, so you write down what you really makes you upset. Okay, so whenever something really makes you upset, write down what it is about that thing. Okay, and then categorize it into a category. Step number 3 is, now I want you to keep in mind what you did with step 1. You wrote down all the problems. Okay. And we wrote down how we felt with that. And then we thought of a happy place and how we felt with that. So bearing that in mind, and then also we physically wrote down things that make us laugh and things that make us really annoyed. Okay. With that in mind, I want you to write down a time when you did something or you were part of something that really made you feel good. Okay, when you actually physically did something that really made you feel good, it made you so happy on the inside. It now could be, so it's an experience that you've physically had. Here's some pictures of feeding dogs, and there's the National Children's Fund and of feeding children, that kind of thing. But you know, something that makes you to really feel something that you'd have already done. And you know, I can say that I've been part of National Children's Fund. I've gone and fed and done the boxes and all the rest of it. But I left there as though, for me, it was a day of work. Okay, there's no ways I connected with that like Helen does. Okay, and that's why I want to make it very clear for you. Those of you who know Helen, then you can get a picture of what I'm actually trying to find out from you. What is that one thing for you that if you really had to go and do that? And mine would be feeding the dogs in the reserves and making sure they got fed and giving them love and rescuing them and having them neutered and those kind of things. So it's completely two different things. Both are needed. Okay, I wouldn't be cut my wrists over rescuing the trees. Okay, but I know my one niece, oh my heavens, I mean, I know somebody that when we put an axe into a tree that nearly burst into tears. Okay. Yeah, so and you know, I mean, that kind of thing. And now I realize I should have been a vet. But I don't know how to spell, so that doesn't help me in biology. So that's why I failed. So yeah, it didn't work out for me. So it shows you something small. Tracy's laughing at me. Oh no, they failed me in biology, Tracy. They wouldn't let me because I couldn't spell. I made up my own words, and then I just draw a line to the picture and say, well, that's what I'm talking about over there. When I catch my own baby at home, which was a secret dream inside me. Awesome. Helen's shop for November is the 14th, so let's get a team. I like that. 14th of November. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to write that down in my diary. We need to, so we can just follow up on that. 14 November. Okay, so what is that thing for you? I think what we'll do is we'll ask everybody on the group who wants to be part of it, and then yeah, we'll just make a WhatsApp group and we can make sure everybody knows where to go, what to wear, all that kind of thing. Hopefully, let's hope we can get some Element t-shirts as well, which would be really great. Okay, so have you written down something, or you can experience a time? Like, for example, when I listen to Jan's daughter's music, that is it Michelle that does the music, Jan? Okay. When you listen, it is Michelle, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Awesome. When you listen to it. Yes, but when you listen to it, you can almost feel her being come through it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's and that's her purpose, is to just share this emotional something with others, and she translates it through music. So yeah, diarize the date, everybody, the 14th, and we'll work from there. But and that's important for her, because it triggers something in her that brings her to life, and it's an emotional expression for her. So what is it for you guys? There's something that's happened that you've helped someone or done something or whatever it might be. And, you know, where is it? What is that thing? So I hope you've all managed to write something down. All good? You've written something down, everybody? Okay, if not, I want you to think about it through this week. If you're really serious about trying to find what your life purpose is, then you need to go through this process, okay? Reuniting with a family member, helping animal out of danger. Absolutely, Keith. I can believe that, definitely. Okay, nice, nice. Okay, so now step number 4. Let me just minimize that. Let me go here. Whoopsie. All right, step number 4. Okay, step 4 is, now you need to, when we were kids, we dreamed of things. Now, these dreams don't just, we get given them because they resonate with us. So what I want you to write down is, I dream of one day being, I dream of one day becoming, I dream of one day getting, and I dream of one day achieving. So I want you to finish all 4 of those sentences. You can start now. And bear in mind, keep your values. See if your values can tie into this as well. Okay, your values that you did from the last session.
This is at the present time, Michelle. This is not from youth, but right now.
What resonates with you right now?
I dream of one day, right now. That I one day, it's not what you thought of as a kid.
And you know what? It might take you back to something that you thought of as a kid. So I always knew I was going to, I always knew that I knew that I was going to be wealthy. I never knew why. Okay. And so once I put my why together and I started meeting the need, I have become wealthy. But if I'd written it down from a child perspective, it was, I one day dream of being rich. Okay. Whereas now it says, I dream of one day being very wealthy. Okay, so being rich and wealthy are 2 different things. So yeah, write it from what comes naturally to you right now. I agree, Fran. Very thought-provoking, eh? Because it starts tapping into something that we don't think about.
True, Doc, and seeing the different things that you can become, and get and achieve.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't peg it down like that, do we? We don't think of it. We package it all in one. We certainly would be, wouldn't we? We certainly would be. Okay. You're done. Tap done if you're happy. Great. Okay, so now that you've looked at that, what is now important for us is now to put all of this together. So if we take the present, the past, and the future, and we wrap it up in, so now you might not do this one thing now. I'm going to give you my example. And then you need to sit back and process what you've just written down, because what you've just written down is actually quite important. So before we go into putting the present, the past, and the future together, I want you to think very seriously, and don't say the obvious. All right. I want you to think, and I'm going to give you a minute to think about this. If there wasn't something that would represent what you're trying to tell the world, whether it's an animal, whether it's an object, or whatever it is, what would it be? So I want you to think about what is something that would represent what you're trying to tell the world. And when they see it, they know that they know that they know what it is. And if they saw a picture of that thing, they would be able to put two and two together. So what would that be? So Marianne says a butterfly. Awesome. And now I'm going to ask you to write down why you say a butterfly. Okay, so think of what it is and then quickly jot down, why do you say that? What are the characteristics of that item that represent and could be, let's say, your emblem of your life purpose? Nice, friend. Drive, strategy, and determination. Good. Nice one, Maureen. Beautifully written. Your life purpose is coming into fruition. Always been elephant, wisdom, strength, loyalty. I'm back. If it was gone, we'll watch. Okay, awesome. Thanks, Elsie. Okay, so basically what we're looking at now, Elsie, is, okay, there's a few things that we've done prior to this, but if you had to choose something that would represent, so if you had to choose an emblem that spoke to you about your life purpose, what would it be? It could be an animal, it could be an object, or whatever it is, okay? What would it be and why have you chosen that thing, okay? Spectacular sunset, that's an interesting one. Awesome. And why a spectacular sunset? I think all sunsets are spectacular. I live for them every day. Mystical, like that. horse, honest, willing, and majestic. Oh, I love horses.
Michelle, can I say something?
Yes.
So I've always had the elephant as a favorite animal, but my vision is a village for mentally and physically challenged people. And there are paradoxes. And somebody mentioned the butterfly. And the butterfly is the emblem or the logo for the village. And where the elephant speaks of wisdom, power, strength, and loyalty, the butterfly speaks of delicacy, of fragility, fleeting life. So, and basically we're all paradoxes, because we all swing from one. We're all strong, whether we know it or not, and we're all weak, whether we know it or not. And it's the swing in between that, to find that balance where it puts you on at any one particular time.
100%. And so now remember, it's your life purpose, not the village life purpose. So if I had to, with what you've just said, in order for you to be successful in that life purpose of that village, you would need to be the elephant. You would need the wisdom, the strength, the power, and the loyalty. The village life purpose is the butterfly. But in order for that to succeed and fulfill its purpose, you have to fulfill yours. So that is why elephant is perfect, because you need to be strong and have convictions and stick with what you've got to stick with, and make sure, because the others don't, because you're speaking on behalf of others. So that's really powerful, really powerful. So thank you. Awesome. So yeah. The ocean and the cool evening, peaceful, nice. Microphone, because I want to influence through music, through my words, through my business, and I want to speak to change people's lives. Okay, so Boosie, you're getting it right. I mean, you're almost writing your life purpose down, and that's what we're going to be looking at. Because the next thing is, so just to give you an example, all right. So I would like to know, what animal do you think that eagle, inspiration, and victory? What animal? So I chose an animal as my emblem. What animal do you think I've chosen? I'd love to know what people would have thought. Okay, so Jan's well done. Jan, you would say lion, nice. Dog, nice, yes. Eagle. Eagle. Like to know some more, guys. Interesting. Chameleon, that's a very interesting one. I like that. Elephant, yeah. Owl. Nice one, George. Absolutely, owl, elephant. Yeah, because I've got an owl on my dog. Awesome. You're right, George. I shouldn't have put an owl there. I should have put the other thing there. Dolphin. Interesting, Nalu. Wow. Honey badger, yeah. I love that.
That is Derek.
Okay.
That can only be
he's
Derek.
close. He's very close, to be honest with you. Okay. I muted myself. All right, let me okay, first I want to focus on Marianne. The butterfly for me started for me when I realized something like a caterpillar that only destroys life when I was lost can be formed into something that can change by God, to go from dead to something with a new life as they go from flower to flower. And from there, the butterfly and what it means just grows anew. Absolutely. Thanks, Nancy, for line. You know, exactly, Maureen. And when we interact with you, we feel that passion for that you have for people that are going through that lost space. And that is why you actually border intolerance of people who don't understand that people are feeling lost at the moment. And it could be anywhere. So it's quite interesting how that holy discontentment comes up in you. And it's right. And so this is right for you. So now you just got to channel it into the things that you're doing on a daily basis. Am I fulfilling my life purpose when I wake up every single day? Am I helping the lost find their way? All right, so awesome, beautiful. And that's how you're going to define your life purpose. So let me surprise you. You are not going to believe this is my emblem. George is very close because he did say the owl, and I've got a tattoo of an owl, and that is tied to my values, because one of my core values is loyalty, wisdom, excellence, and I believe that's what the owl represents. But my life purpose is an actual fact. Ta-da! A bee. Can you believe it? My life purpose is a bee. All right, so a bee. Can you believe it's a bee? So there we go. Stop share. So my life purpose is actually a bee. And so I've written down, so from all the stuff that I wrote out, okay, is I've written down that I am a bee. And the reason why I'm a bee is because what a bee does is a bee collects, okay, and it will go from one place to another place, and what it does, it lands on this flower, and when it's on this flower, it collects X amount of pollen. So that would be, for me, knowledge. Then it moves from this flower to the next flower. Now the other flower can only grow if I leave that knowledge there. And so for me, my depositing of my knowledge wherever I go is causing life to continue to grow around me. And so when I interact with people, I want to make sure that relevant to them, I've left a little bit of something that's going to help them to become a better person of whoever they are. So that's why I chose a bee. Now, for those of you who know me, okay, know me very well. So my life purpose, my ex-husband tried to kill me and my children. So that was where I got this whole, we need to grow. And if we don't grow, I would have died if I hadn't grown through that situation, and I would have become the woe is me scenario. And fortunately, I've had really great mentors. My husband's been one of my greatest mentors, and he's taken me through journeys and a process. And I am who I am today because of my husband and because of his mentorship and his coaching and taking me through the process. But there's other people along the way that have also added that value to me. And because of this self-preservation that I have developed, I am like a bee. And the reason why I chose a bee and not a butterfly, because the butterfly does very much the same thing. But the reason why I chose a bee is because a bee has a sting. And I need to be very careful because my sting comes out every now and again. And I hurt people, because when you get stung by a bee, it's kind of sore. And so I'm very aware that sometimes I'll make a snide comment, I'll make a comment, I'll say something, and then I have a way of hurting people. And then I've got to go back and apologize. Fortunately for me, I'm not a bee. Otherwise, I would have died long ago, because the sting, once a bee stings, it dies. And that's something that I need to remember, is that when I sting, I can destroy a relationship, and a relationship can die. And so that's why I've chosen the bee, because the bee reminds me to try and be a nice person and really add value to people's lives. So my purpose statement, okay, not my business purpose statement, okay, my purpose statement is I want to help people with their FAB, that's FAB, that's with their feelings, their attitudes, and their beliefs, so that they can become integrated back into the laboratory of life. And in the laboratory of life is where people grow. So that's my purpose statement. And the bee represents that for me. So I'm all about trying to add value to people wherever I go. And specifically, I've chosen now no longer to do it in the leadership space, but just to focus on it in the network marketing space. So guys, it's very important for you to continue to process, feeling, attitude, and belief, your FAB. So it's your feeling, attitude, and belief. So I say, I want to help people with their FAB so that they can be integrated back into the lab of life, the laboratory of life. And it's all about, and if you look at my believe, belong, become is my motto. Okay, I try and help people believe in something, then they must belong, and then they must become, and that's what it's all about. And so when I was speaking earlier on to the consultants and above, and I was just sharing this time of the year, how valuable it is for us, because we can help people believe in something. And when we can help like-minded people believe, all of a sudden the community forms and they belong. And when they belong, we can help them to become. And that's why I chose the bee. So I'm going to have another tattoo done, I think, of a bee. Maybe I'll put it on my finger so I can always keep telling myself, Michelle, behave yourself. I need to see it. Okay, not on my foot. All right. So guys, I'd like you to continue with the process, because obviously I've just shown you the process now on how you can process it. So we started off by looking at by unpacking today, right now, the negative feelings, because that's the easy one to start off with. Okay. And how did we feel when we wrote down those negative things? Then we had a look at the happy place. How does that make us feel? And so we started tapping into those two. And then we really wrote down things that really make us laugh and things that really make us cry. Okay. And then after that, we then went and we had a look and said, okay, now with the other two things in mind, what was something that I did that made me really feel like I added value? Okay. And then based on your past, those feelings are going to be more relevant. So, I have been emotionally abused by dad. I was physically abused by my ex-husband. He wanted to kill my children and he shot at us, and we fortunately, through God's grace, the bullets didn't hit us. Then went through a horrible divorce, then went through a second marriage, which after 2 years, I decided I was going to get rid of the second husband of mine because it was too much trauma. He put his foot down, and that's Dr. Anthony I'm talking about. He put his foot down and said, no, we're going to work through this. In the meantime, I had children that were going through this whole process. And I felt all of that has added to how important it is for me to help people understand that we need to grow. And so that's what my life purpose is to tell people to grow. And I get extremely frustrated when I see people who don't want to grow. It traumatizes me. Okay. And then we dreamt a little bit of things that we would like to become and what we would have to do, because if you fulfill your life purpose, you're going to achieve your dreams, and your life purposes are going to drive you to your dreams. And then you had a picture that represents you. Now you've got to translate, why did I choose that picture? Because that emblem that you chose, okay, thank you very much, Vilma, I appreciate it. But that picture will portray who you are and why you do what you do. So and then track it down to what is my purpose, why am I here? And I am here purposefully to help people get through feelings, attitudes, and beliefs, because that's what I had to do. And I know how hard it is, and I know how traumatic it is to get through those spaces. And then I want people to be, and that's why I believe in communities. And when I see people not buying into community environments, it traumatizes me, because I know that no man is an island and no one can heal without their friends. And so how do we create a family that cares, loves, and grows together, like-minded people that want to support and love each other? So that's how come I became the bee. And so, yeah. And so I just want to pack up all the honey and just make everybody's houses happy. That's why I'm a fixer, guys. Okay, that's why I'm a fixer. I'm always trying to fix everybody's problems, okay, including my own. Awesome. Thank you so much, Fran. Appreciate it. Thank you, Vilma. So guys, one or two of you, if you'd like to, we've got 6 minutes left. I'd love to know, what was something that you learned just in general today? Thanks, Nalu. Just from this session, what was an aha moment? What was something that's, yes, Fran and Olive?
I learned actually how to look at myself a little bit different, because naturally, as working with the public and working with disadvantaged people and people with disability all the time, you don't really look at yourself, how much are you giving and how much can you repair for yourself while you're giving.
Awesome. Well done. Very good. Well done. Nicely. Anybody else like to share? Marine, thank you. Awesome.
Fran, you're so right. The carers need to be cared for.
Too
And
true.
that's very often forgotten. Yeah.
It's too true. And that's why I say that's why the elephant is perfect for you, Vilma, because you need to be strong. You need to be like, because of the space you're in, and you're I spoke about it last week, where the elephant chased the lion to protect the family. And I mean, it'll even take on the king of the savannah, not worried about who you are. I'm just going to take you on because I need to protect. So awesome. Jan, you're good?
Yeah. What an amazing session. Really has, I've done many sessions with you, Michelle, but wow, thank you for sharing so much personal and making it so real for us. It's also the elephant. But the elephant is family orientated, very compassionate, protective of its young,
Yeah.
of its strong leader. Work towards that. Not to look ahead as a result, but that's my goal.
Awesome. Love it, Jan. Thank you. Wow. Beautiful. Awesome. Thank you, Carl and Derek, that you're thinking we need to look after ourselves. We cannot give to others if we've not looked after ourselves, so we can give 100% in all aspects. You cannot give what you do not have. So if you want to overflow in abundance, like let's say, for example, I saw Fran typed there the Santa shoe run. If you want to bless people abundantly with shoes of whatever kind it is, whether it's school shoes for the new year, that's still one of my biggest dreams. And I want to start a school shoe fund so that I can make sure that kids can wear proper school shoes to school. And it's something that's been on my, and it's a funny thing, because my sister, my younger sister, we grew up on a farm, and my younger sister hated wearing shoes, and she always had ringworm. So I have this thing that all children have to wear shoes. I have this thing about it. So my grandkids are not allowed to walk around shops or anything without shoes. I am paranoid about it. So maybe that's why I want to make sure that all these kids that have school shoes, every kid must have school shoes to go to school in, because that's where they spend most of their day. So yes, it is interesting. So yes, I will put the recording out, and yes, Juanita, we can't, if you want to be overflow in abundance onto other people, you need to start with yourself first, and so that you can create that wealth so that you can overflow onto others as well. Awesome, guys. Anything else? ECD training to break the cycle. Yep. Got to break that cycle. Awesome. Anybody else like to add? We've got 2 minutes left. Hope you got some value.
I'll say something.
Yes.
That we all need to know that we deserve. We deserve. It doesn't matter what, we deserve. We don't need to do something to deserve. We deserve.
Yes.
We deserve the right to live. We deserve the right to be happy. We deserve it. And that's what you've got to tell yourself every single day.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Every single person on planet Earth, everybody. Awesome, guys. Super. Thank you for sharing. Thank you very, very much. Bless you all, and I hope you have an awesome evening. So yeah, I'm Keith Daniel Sweet Bee now. I'll give you some honey. Love you guys, and we will catch up. I will send the recording through and make sure that you all get it. So thank you very much. Bless you all. Thanks for participating.